Hey you guys, how you doing? In December I did a video about the atomic beam flashlight, and one of these is that flashlight. And I said it was a pretty good flashlight for $20 that was available during Christmas all over the place. Someone in the comments named Dan wrote me and said that for around $4 you could buy the same flashlight on eBay. So I took him up on the offer and I went ahead and bought one on eBay, and it took a while to get here, but it's here. So one of these is the original atomic beam flashlight for $20, and the other is the Imposter from eBay for $4. Can you tell the difference? Let's go ahead and take a closer look at these and see if there is a difference and what that may be. So you may have guessed, because there's a slightly different color of the button, and also if I rotate this part, yes, there's a logo right here. This one is the original atomic beam flashlight, and it says bulbhead.com on the handle right here, and right here it says the atomic beam. This one that came from eBay, and I should add that it took about 2 months to get this through the post. It came through China Post to the United States Post Office, and then was put in my mailbox eventually, and it made it here. It was in a bubble wrap, just like this. There was no plastic protection or anything like that. No batteries, of course. And it finally arrived, but it did arrive. When I inspect these together, the atomic beam flashlight is slightly larger. Let me collapse both of these. So yes, the atomic beam is slightly taller, and it has the yellow button on it. They both have lanyards. If I measure up just the ends of them, they look exactly the same. They seem like they're the same diameter. It's when we get to this end here is where you can see the difference. This flashlight can just about fit into the atomic beam flashlight. The actual graphics on the barrel are very similar. Look at that. They've used almost exactly the same graphics, although they are slightly different. See, this is like a multiple ring. This is a solid ring. This has X1000 and this has X2000 printed on there. So they have made it slightly different. I think that it's pretty much the same flashlight from here down. We'll take them apart here and take a look at it. But the actual bulb itself of the atomic beam, the actual LED looks larger. But that may be just because of the lens is magnifying it. Looks larger, doesn't it? This one does. This one looks quite a bit smaller. Now I did take and put the same exact type of batteries in each, and I turned them on, and they seem the same to me. Let me just shine it to the back wall and you can see. Okay, this is the atomic beam flashlight. I had to look. Turn on this other one. And by the way, the buttons seem the same too. And this is the Imposter. So the beam on this one does seem smaller, doesn't it? Look at that, it is. This is more of a square, and this is a round shape. Let's see if we can change that shape. This one may be square too. It's just, it has a different lens on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if this does not have a Cree, and this does. I think it is a little bit different. It appears so. As far as the brightness, though, across the room, it's hard for me to show on video, but really, the atomic beam doesn't seem much brighter. Maybe just a tiny bit, if you can imagine it, you know. But can you tell, just looking here? This one seems more focused, whereas this one seems more squarey. Squarey. Is that a word? Squarey. But anyway, just like the atomic beam, this one suffers the same problem of, you know, when you, like if you set it for the SOS, let's say. Let's set it for the SOS. Okay, I've got it set for the SOS. And then I shut it off, and then I have a problem in the parking lot. I turn it on, and it advances to the next one. So the electronics going on here are the same, and it suffers the same as the atomic beam, which I said in the last video I did not like. But yeah, it appears the same. Let's take these apart and see what the difference is of the bulb itself. There's something going on here. I have to keep looking and seeing what is what. I get confused on which one is what. This is the Imposter. Here's its battery holder. Let's look at the other one. So apart from the color, they both have the same construction. That seems the same. Let's look at the button. Here's the back end, the buttons. And they both appear the same, and they both have a washer inside there. So these parts appear the same as well. So apart from the plastic color, I would say that these battery compartments are the same as well. Yeah, that does appear to be the same, doesn't it? Can we see inside there? Let's get a flashlight. Let's get a flashlight to look at a flashlight. That'd be bizarre, wouldn't it? Get a look down in there. Looks the same from here. There's a spring on the back of that. We'll take the crease out. Let's remove the bulb itself. Let's go ahead and take the lens off here. See what we can see. It's just like the retainer. Let's look at the atomic beam. I did this before, I just can't remember what it was like. This piece of glass is staying in there. This one probably should have too, but it fell out. So there's a noticeable difference. On this one, this is the atomic beam one. The magnifying lens itself is fit into this front part. You can see where it's fit. Okay. Now let's look at this one. It's too big. It doesn't fit. It just sits on the top of it. I wonder. This looks like the lens for the atomic beam, doesn't it? but for some reason the barrel itself is smaller, you know. That's why that fits in there. So it's the same cut of glass, it looks like, but this ring is smaller, so they just kind of fudged it and it sits right on top of there like that. That's interesting. Why would they do that? So here's the real difference here. Look at that. This is the Cree on the left, and this one is the Imposter. Look at the size difference. Even the mounting is different. I tried to get this one further apart, but it's not letting me. I'll show you how the atomic beam comes apart. If you give it a quick twist, you can take this off, and then this just pokes through the front. So there's the actual unit, but on this one, I can't get it to engage. Let me pause for just a moment, and maybe I'll entice it. So yeah, unless I want to break this, I don't think I can get that out of there. It's almost like it's press fit in there. I tried to get it apart, and it just doesn't want to come apart at all. So anyway, we'll just leave it at that, but that is the true tail right there. That LED is a lot bigger. I'm going to have to, I'm just going to have to assume that the atomic beam has a lot better LED. When it says made in the USA and that's what they're talking about right there, is this part versus this part. So there is a difference of the $20 flashlight to the $4 flashlight. Definitely. Interesting, huh? Who knew? I thought for sure, just at first glance, these would be the same flashlight, but really, it's all right here. That's where the magic happens, and if they're not the same, I wish I could get that out of there. Let me try one more time. Nope, it is not happening. That is glued in there or something. Unless I want to break it, that's as good as it's going to get as far as seeing it. But I think that tells the tale right there, the size of that die. That's a major difference. And again, this looks like aluminum around the inside, and that looks like a plastic, don't it? Does to me. I would say that brown part on this one is like a plastic, whereas this is a heat sink aluminum. And of course this has O-rings, and who knows what this has because I can't get it apart. I have a feeling though that this one would just be sealed in there with hot glue or something. So anyway, yeah, that's the tale. Who knew? There's a difference. So there you have it. One of them has a Cree LED and the other does not. It has just a cheap Chinese LED. They almost look the same, but they're not. And that's why one of them costs $20 and the other costs $4 for the Cree, as well as the advertising and the packaging and the ease of getting it at your Walmart, I suppose. If that Cree LED is worth $20 versus $4 to you, that's up for you to decide. But there you have it. And I'm surprised that there is a difference, to be honest with you. Besides the color of the buttons, I thought there would be virtually no difference, but there is. So thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. It makes a difference. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.